Before we begin, it's that time. That's right. Sponsor missions, everybody. It looks good. Okay. Doer Activewear, you guys. I've been mentioning them, and I'm so Doer keep coming back, and I love it because they want me to tell you guys about pants from plants. Best fitting, coolest looking pants and shirts you can wear riding around town. Jackson, you got them?
Yep.
Are they the black ones?
One of my two.
Nice. Yeah. Did you see how easily he got his knee up?
I was going to wear my black ones.
Yeah.
But I washed them yesterday and I hang dry them. And so the pockets were wet, and nothing's worse than wet pockets.
Wet pockets.
Because it's next to my junk.
Some of the best pants I've ever had.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I'm going to buy a pair of their shorts because I'm going to start commuting. I know
David,
you have some reads.
David, we're going to take care of you, I promise. Doer, we need one more pair. One more pair. But no, it's I love them, and I will say wash them separately the first couple times. I have blue one, just the jeans, and I have a lot of clothes that have come out.
It's on the
with
instructions
a nice shade
of
blue.
the pants. On the
I know,
turn them inside out. Wash with similar colors.
They also say not to stress or be an athlete for 40 years or you're going to get heart problems. But screw that, too. The great pants. You guys get over to shopdoer.com or use the link at Packfiller and use the Packfiller 15 to get your style on and off the bike. Give you a discount there, too. Scratch Labs, you guys. We have Scratch Labs. Jackson has it. I haven't tried the strawberries and cream yet, but the new recovery is here. I'm going to try it this week for sure. Great, brilliant, wonderful stuff. And you got what shoes?
I got the cherry. Yep.
With caffeine?
Not that I know of.
Okay, I got the blueberry with caffeine chews, and I can't wait
they
to
have
try
blueberry
them.
chews?
Blueberry chews.
I didn't know that.
Yep, you can't have mine.
Well.
Get over to scratchlabs.com and you will not regret it. Next, Untapped Maple. Speaking of, we got that too. Flavor, fuel, and fast. Paul loves the coffee. Great ingredients, pure clean energy of Vermont maple syrup. Don't think this is for your pancakes, although it probably, oh God, the coffee syrup on a pancake? Hello. Light, clean, and great on-the-go fuel. Click on the link at Backfiller, and big thanks to them. And finally, you, the listeners. That's right. We can take it to the next level. You guys asked me. I put together a GoFundMe instead of this Patreon program. Apparently, you don't like commitment, and I understand that. I don't either. I don't like monthly payments anyway, really, either. You can do the Patreon. It's still there. And I will thank you endlessly for that. And you do get perks if you stick with us for about 6 months. But GoFundMe is there, and we got all kinds of stuff in the works, including Velo Update. I've been buying a couple things for it here as the support has been coming in. So there we go. So let's do this. Yay! The guy who wrote that did it because I was a knight of Sufferlandry at the time, and he thought it was like a royalty thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I can see that.
We got two of us now.
Yeah, we do.
Don't even look at me.
Oh, sorry.
Paul's not going to do
way.
it. There's no way in hell.
I'm sitting 10 hours on a freaking
It was
trainer.
12.
It took me 10.
Did it?
Yeah.
Well, it's not like you can do it faster than somebody else. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a timed workout, so it's not like he's better than me.
Story of your life.
Spring Classics are over. Now we got to find fun in stage racing. Good luck to you and to yours on that one. At least the sun is peeking through and local races are on the calendar. Let's take time to appreciate what we've got. It's time to talk about cycling. It's time to the Pack Filler Podcast. I'm Pat Bulger, and we are live in the Rim Break Bar on YouTube, Facebook, and maybe even Twitter. I don't know which one Jackson's clicked.
YouTube and Twitter.
YouTube and Twitter. Facebook is outdated anyway.
Yeah.
Screw Facebook.
Metaverse.
Yeah, right? Until I say something, and we're on Twitter until I say something like Elon Musk kind of sucks too. So, he's probably going to block me now. There we go. I don't want a freaking Tesla anyway. We're a man down, but that just means he can't defend himself from the onslaught of comments and jokes at his expense. So let's see who's here. The icebreaker for tonight is, what is your morning routine and how long does it take for you to get out the door? From sitting up in the morning to out the door. That's the question. Are you a sit on the couch and sip coffee kind of a person, or are you sprinting out the door claiming you're late every morning? First of all, he is the guy likely stocking up on cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
Mr. Paul Main, how are you, man?
Good. We're almost half packed.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Is it kind of awkward in the house? Like
No,
you're
it's
stepping over
echoey.
shit?
And, yeah.
Are you getting a little melancholy?
Not at all.
Really?
Nope.
Just like, screw this, we're gone.
We've had a discussion before about like being attached to our bikes.
Yeah.
I don't have attachment to
Really?
inanimate objects. No.
What about
Dogs.
That,
I do.
Dogs.
What
do.
about that car?
That one. That was tough.
I was gonna say it seemed pretty tough for you.
Yeah.
Ouch!
I think of the way it went down.
Fair
is the
enough.
thing.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
It's just like, are you kidding me? I kept thinking I finally had luck running my way, and then.
Life is so good. Life
And
is
the worst
what
thing
the hell?
It's like right through the center, like the heart of the car. This
yeah.
big, huge, fat
Yeah.
sycamore limb just.
Yeah, yeah. If it was like a night in a movie, it would be going
Yeah.
with blood coming out of its face, kind of a thing.
The worst part is once the tree was removed,
Yeah.
and the guys needed to tow it, and they was kind of in a position where they couldn't really get in. I said, "That's okay. It'll."
It,
Yeah, it was perfect. It
oh
was
God!
the only problem is that the support on the roof is just would cost
It drove
too much.
sideways from the time.
No,
you
it was straight as an arrow. It crushed the roof in where all the support, and you have to replace all that, and that's
Probably unibody or something.
Mm-hmm.
man.
Bummer.
Well,
Yeah, thanks for bringing it
Sorry.
up too.
yeah,
Sorry, I was worried
yeah.
about
We brought it back. Why don't you give him a nice paper cut and pour lemon juice on it? What is your morning routine, Paul, and how long does it take you to get out the door?
5:30. I'm up.
Jeez.
I start boiling the water for my French press. Run downstairs, do my Constitution, catch up on a little cycling news. Run back up, grind the coffee.
Now, is it a? Oh my God, I gotta go run.
I
Or-
always,
okay.
if I start moving in the morning, doesn't matter if it's 4
It
o'clock in the
starts
morning,
moving. Really?
3. If I wake up at 8:30, and I don't know how long it's been since I've slept that long, I usually don't. I wake up by
Yeah.
6 usually, but it starts stirring. I've got a half hour before I've got a load in my pants.
Oh my God.
Turtle head
Yeah,
is
it
poking
is. I'm
out.
sweating, and there's times where I'm like, whoop. So
So,
it's touching cotton. It's touching cotton.
Oh my
That
God.
stuff.
so from eyes open to out the door. What's your time?
Well,
like?
because I start my day at home, so
You do?
Yeah. So I would say actual routine.
Yeah,
I am within 45 minutes. I'm downstairs working.
you're good.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
So,
shower and
yeah.
everything like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 6:15. I'm already doing my work stuff
That's good. That's good. That's efficient.
and drinking coffee.
Next, he's the guy who just came off a 400+ mile week of sunshine and tacos. Mr. David Waples, how are you, man?
Pretty good. It was mostly burritos. You were right.
See?
Yeah.
yeah.
But same genre.
God,
Yeah. It was pretty good.
your nose is a little darker than normal, but that's
I got burned. I got a rash on my hands. Like I put on SPF 50 twice that day, and I came home with a sun rash.
What's a sun rash?
When you get too much sun exposure, like
Sunburn?
sunburn, and then you get a rash on top of it. It happens to us pasty.
I'm
Irish
pasty, and I don't get sun rash. I get sunburn, and then I blister.
folk. This was the first time I've ever had the rash.
Really?
Yeah. But you know what? My wife had it too, so
Something
it could have been
else from
something
your
else.
Doctor, could it be the sun cream?
The sun cream?
Mm-hmm. Could it have been that a reaction to that? Maybe.
I guess it could have been.
Mm-hmm.
We both did get it. My
Yeah.
wife and I both did
And
get
did
it.
she use the same?
She did.
I'm just.
Yep.
I'm not the doctor here, but I'm
I
just kind of
mean,
putting things together.
It would make sense.
Yeah. Do you concur? David, morning routine. What are your work hours like though? You probably on and off of different times. So
Yeah.
so your routine on a day you have to work from eyes open to out the door.
If I have to work before 8, because I like to sleep in a little bit,
Yeah.
I get up 30 minutes before work. I take 10 minutes to get out the door.
Whoa.
Well, sorry, I take 15. I would take 10 if I didn't have to wait for the coffee pot. So
Okay.
that's the only reason that it takes me 15 minutes. But all I have to do is put on scrubs. It's
So
basically going from pajamas to pajamas.
okay.
Brush your teeth, and I'm out the door.
No shower.
I shower at night.
You shower at night.
So I don't have to shower in the morning, so I
Gotcha.
can sleep longer.
Gotcha. And I'm getting a coffee theme. So Paul's a French press man every
Yep.
morning.
Yep.
What's yours? You're
Mocha Master.
Mocha Master.
Yep.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I tried Paul's French press recipe. I got up early for it because of the amount of time he
It is the time
described. I got up
consuming.
15 minutes early to do that.
Wow.
It was good, but I just don't think I'd get up 15 minutes.
It's not worth 15 minutes
Well,
more.
and I make a bunch of coffee for myself and my wife in the pot, and then I can't,
Yeah.
to do 2.
I have a
French
liter
press.
and a half French press.
Oh, okay. See,
Yeah. Thermal or just glass?
Just glass.
Yeah. Okay. Next, he's he might have a new nickname here pretty soon. From Nightwing to Rear Wheel Killer,
Yep.
Mr. Jackson Bulger. How
That's
are you,
me.
man?
I'm good, thanks.
3 flats in one ride. And
Yeah.
You're gonna blame it on my rear wheel.
No, I'm not going to blame it on your rear wheel. Your rear.
That's
rear
hard to say. You
wheel.
won't get that nickname because it's too freaking hard.
Yeah.
Especially more beer. It's like you're whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah.
RWK.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. I was just weird. I ran over a bit of glass. Sam found the glass. And that was after we'd already changed it once.
I couldn't find the glass. I
You
didn't have
could.
my glasses on.
Yeah. The irony there.
Irony.
And then the second time was just weird. So we were like really digging in. We thought we found everything with the glass. And then the third time, you had to keep going.
Yeah.
And because they left me on a descent, and I was like, oh, it's feeling kind of bouncy. And then it was like
Really?
you're shaking because you're realizing that rim is hitting the pavement. Yeah.
My rim.
Yeah. It's fine.
Okay.
So
It's aluminum. It's safe. Carbon would have been a
Yeah.
disaster.
yeah. If I wouldn't have ridden if it was
I
carbon.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Or
But-
yours.
Thanks.
yeah, or mine.
Yeah.
But then Sam ended up finding this needle that was sticking through. He said it was almost like a little bit of fiberglass. It looked like almost, but it was, just puncturing the same tube every time. So I am out of my tubes, and he was out of his tubes.
Wow.
So yeah. But after that, we hoofed it.
I
back,
got to
so-
say, as my
It
social
was my tube that got you home.
well, it was Sam's tube.
No, I
blew
gave it
through-
to him.
Oh yeah, then it was. Yeah.
Because it was his tube on the second try. So
Oh,
you-
yeah.
and
So
then it was
I
mine.
got to say, your social media graphic makes a lot more sense now because all of those dashes are just needles firing at your rear wheel.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So
Wow,
it
that
made
makes
sense.
a lot of sense. Yeah.
But morning routine, right?
Yeah.
So, all right, I've got numbers for you here. So if
The research.
well, I wake up at 6:15 every morning because you, Dad, wake up at 6:15 every morning. That's why I woke up at that time, because you and I have to be at work at the exact same time. I'm pretty sure. So,
So you do it because of me.
yeah, you should be flattered. However,
What a
I
role
don't.
model.
However, I don't wake up at 6:15.
Your sarcasm is duly noted, Mr. Maine.
I have a 6:15 alarm and a 6:22 a.m. alarm. And by that time, the cat's already been scratching and screaming. So there's that. And then after that, it's just get ready quick, shower, clothes, Keurig coffee. I eat 2 toaster waffles every morning. It is, I'm not joking, every single morning. It is 2 Eggo toaster waffles. And then
That's how he knew about the
The-
Eggo
yeah, the
Liège.
Liège,
Liège
yeah.
ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, after that, it's out by 7:10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you buy the Liège Eggo waffles? I want to know how they are.
I didn't, because we do have a Costco size currently, and I didn't need that. But
Okay.
Why 7 minutes between alarms?
well, so okay, here's how it
His
started.
favorite number. No.
It's a
Well, you'd
magic
think.
number.
How it started was originally I woke up at 6:15, and then I would be on my phone. But then I realized that my cat was so annoying that I didn't want to be on my phone anymore. So I'm like, oh, might as well just keep the door closed and sleep.
Yeah.
And so then it just became my second alarm. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
yeah.
Me, I'm the guy in a steady stream of performance impairing drugs. I came up with that. Not PEDs. I'm on PIDs.
PIDs.
My heart rate's so low I can't even climb. Suck on that. I'm Pat Bulger, and my routine. I do wake up. Now I'm actually up at 6:10 now.
Wow. I'm not gonna copy that one.
You don't need to copy that. And it is exactly 45 minutes
Is that-
from sit up to out the door.
5 extra minutes for your pills.
Pretty much.
Saturday
Pretty
and
much.
Sunday and Monday.
I bought a fucking box.
Well, yours is cool.
Yeah, hey, I did. I went on Amazon to try and find a good looking one. You know, one that doesn't look like it's a pill box. It doesn't, so you
Gotta find
you
a cool
slide it open. It's black. It's it's matte black.
Put
just
your
like a cool
stash
bike.
in it.
Yeah, exactly. Eventually, I could put my butt in it. Yeah, no, and 45 minutes from wake up to out the door. In fact, earlier on Monday of this week, because I had an announcing gig on Sunday that I had to get up early, so I set my whoop to wake me up. It vibrates, and so I set it to wake me up, and I forgot to reset it to my wake up time, so it woke me up at like 5:15, and I am now at the age where, I can go back to sleep. Oh well, my brain's gone. I gotta pee.
Yeah.
I had to pee, so I got up and I went out, and I was like, I might as well get up. So I took my pills, and then I showered. I got my clothes ready. I iron every morning too, because I really am bad at folding, so I basically have to iron everything. And then I went downstairs, had my coffee, and I was drinking my coffee, and I just went, bucket, might as well go to work. My wife texted me later on. She goes, "Are you mad at me? You left for work at like 6:45, and I usually leave at just about 7 o'clock." I was like, "No, I just didn't know what to do."
Is that today?
No, that was Monday morning.
Oh, okay.
I had nothing to do with myself. I was like, okay, just nobody's up, and see ya. And I just left, and I got to work super early. I was like one of the first people in the parking lot. It was really, really pitiful.
It's fun.
Guys don't leave the house because they're mad, though. We don't do that.
We just pout, walk around.
Yeah, either that or just be annoying.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't make eye contact with people who I'm mad at, and it becomes very obvious that I'm mad at them. It's like, are you mad at me? No. I just don't want to look at you, asshole.
Well, a nice shirt, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
this one I had to wear tonight because it came in the mail yesterday from the one and only Calvin Jones, Coach Calvin Jones from Park Tool. Calvin was my coach when I was a junior, and he sent this to me as a little care package, and it's my Park Tool shirt, and it's super nice and super comfortable, and it's like real legit like fabric.
Uh-huh. Nice. Fabric.
Wow. That's
right.
crazy.
It feels like silk, but it's
Not
stretchy.
animal skin.
But it's stretchy silk.
At least it's not cardboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
You know the irony of that?
What?
Guess who did?
Are you going to make a comment that I'm a bad mechanic?
Live or from Sea Otter.
Calvin did?
Yeah.
He's
To GCN. It's the GCN
he's
show. So.
he's the Park Tools beast,
Yeah, he is.
and he was my coach
He's
for several
funny
years.
as heck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look them up, Park Tools. Anything on what GCN does if they do
They
something
have- they
on
have a channel
mechanics,
on
it's got Calvin.
And they do have a channel on YouTube
Yeah.
to follow. So
We used to just joke about the fact that he was built like Ichabod Crane because his torso was all ribs, and it was just like he's just like, hey, what you eating, guys?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Roger
the
Thompson,
suspenders.
don't drink. Used to do
Oh.
the best version of him.
Well, I
Guy drove around town in a red unmarked van with column shift.
Oh yeah, 3 on the tree. Uh-huh.
he's
Yep.
he's the only reason why I know how to replace a cassette, take one off, put
Really?
it back on. Yeah, from his YouTube videos.
Yeah.
I did it
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Apparently,
Wow.
I'm a failed father.
Yeah, well,
Well, when you live in Portland,
That's true.
Well, at least you taught him what time to wake up. You got that for you.
That's true. I got that going. This is the part of the show that we check in on people's training. We might as well go to the winner of the week, Dr. David, to talk to us about his Sunshine and Burritos training camp. Did really over 400 miles in a week?
406 days, and then the last day we rode 20 miles for cinnamon rolls.
Nice.
Yep. So it was just a bunch of, I was alternating like 50 and 70, and then the last day I did 80. It was great. It was,
Zone 2 kind of thing, or
it was
intensity?
mostly all zone 2. My wife did 175 of those miles with me.
Wow.
We did some, couples rides, and then I would go ride by myself after that. So it was great. Is that me?
Somebody's getting
What is
called.
that? It's probably me. I don't know where it is, but
It's just a routine.
None of us are
emergency.
AT&T.
yeah, I'm not on call
Just a
anymore.
routine emergency.
Yeah, routine
Yeah.
emergency.
Yeah.
No, it was phenomenal though. The weather was great. It was nice to ride in just bibs and shorts again. I think we've all forgotten what that's
I don't
like.
know if my skin's ready for that yet.
Yeah. My taint even did fine. It was amazing.
good for you.
I have no idea. It was
Who fit you?
Nobody.
Oh,
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Wait,
Freaking Sam over here. I've had this bike for months. I mean, it hasn't been
you don't need your brother.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got to
No.
get around to it.
Yeah.
He'll get around
Yeah.
to it. Yeah. When I'm leaving him in the dust so he can make some bad adjustments to it.
That's true.
I don't know
Yeah,
if I
just
trust him anymore.
drop the saddle down a
Yeah.
little bit.
I just kept sending him all my rides and saying, "You're dead.
Oh my God.
You're so dead."
Works out great for me.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Do you feel, like, is there an immediate feeling after about a good week of training where you come back, you're like going, oh yeah, like Sam would go like, I'm a god.
Well, I haven't actually done anything like against other people yet. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt really good though. I enjoyed how I felt during it. I took 2 days off for travel, and then to come home, and I would have rather just kept riding.
Oh.
It just feels so good when you're riding every day, and that
In
was
warm weather.
yeah, in warm
Yeah.
weather. It's
I knew that.
it's
for
really
years.
hard to beat.
Well, you don't have to go around and dig around all your shit up and, like, where are my knee warmers? Oh, I might just want to start with shoe covers and
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff. It's like, God, it's frustrating.
I brought my cold weather gear. I was that paranoid from riding up here, and I didn't even need it. I know.
so
It's amazing.
nice.
And shrimp burritos. Oh, shrimp burritos.
Shrimp? See, shrimp for me, I can't do more than, a little bit. Shrimp for me is a texture thing.
I try to do it every day, and
Oh.
my wife told me I had to eat something else.
Okay.
She started
You can't
smelling
have
a little
another.
shrimpy.
You can't have another shrimp burrito.
A shrimp store
You're starting to smell
called.
like fish. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Hey, George, the ocean called.
Yeah.
They're running out of
That is
shrimp. Well, the jerk store called. They're running out of you. Jackson, Paul, you guys want to? Jackson, Paul had his beer glass to his face. So, Jackson, how was your training
I'll
week?
go. It's definitely been ramped up a little bit. Did our first of our Spokane Cycling Worlds last Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah. It was.
Well, that wasn't the one I wanted.
No, but that worked.
It worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was really fun. A lot more people came out than I was expecting. We
That's
probably had a pack of 15-ish, maybe even more. But it taught me that I thought I could climb a lot better than I could. But this year I think is a different year. So and that's something I'm realizing is okay. But other than that, just doing longer distances, more outside stuff.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun not having to ride Zwift as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were up there though.
Yeah, I was up there, and then once our long climb came,
Yeah.
I just kind of let that go.
Was the long climb Valley Chapel or?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah. And that's somewhere I just don't. I'm 6'4" and 171 pounds. And
Who got dropped first? You or Sam?
Well, Sam went on the attack, but Sam did get dropped first.
There we go.
So
There we go.
His reign has ended.
yeah,
He's not here, so we're gonna bust his balls.
I know.
Yeah, exactly. So
we
that's
do.
what makes it fun. Cool. Paula?
Yeah, I went with Sam and
Jackson.
Jackson, the
Yeah.
rear wheel killer.
See, it is hard to say.
Killa.
Will kill.
Will kill.
You will kill.
And I had a time schedule, so
Yeah.
on the descent, when all of a sudden he wasn't behind us anymore, Sam goes, I bet he flatted again. And I said, dude, I got to go. And he goes, but we don't have a tube. I said, here's mine. See ya. And off I
Just
went.
kept going.
Yeah. That was my second ride outside in 3 weeks because of the house thing.
Yeah.
So it took its toll on me on the way home. I could just feel it. But then the next day I went out for just like a 20 miler. My legs were tired and, it just felt weak.
Sure.
And then I got I think about 36 miles today too. So
Nice.
that's about it.
I got in 3 rides, and one of them is a chasing cartoons. But it was yesterday. I was just thinking about what to do, and it's nice. It was nice enough to ride outside when I got home, but I just was thinking about this, and I was going. We have our first local weeknight races this week, and the demon is on my shoulder, going, "You suck. Nobody likes you. Just give up. Your heart doesn't even want to be with you." And so I was like, you know what? I know I'm on a medication that lowers my heart rate, that has lowered my lactate threshold heart rate, that has lowered my maximum heart rate, and I know that I've taken the last, before this I'd taken about 6 weeks off, so I wanted to kind of get a bearing. So I decided to do a system 4DP test, which is
God, you just,
absolute nightmare. But I did it. I got on and I did it yesterday. And because I was like, okay, this is going to give me 2 things. Number one, it's going to give me a realistic perspective of where things are. Sure, the road is different. but it'll give me a perspective of where I've done over years that I've taken the test before. My FTP, my aerobic capacity, my sprint power and stuff like that. And it'll also give me a thought going, and maybe a little bit of, just a reality check and maybe a little bit of confidence in terms of, Pat, hey, you're going to be okay, kind of a thing like that, because this is how I deal with my mental issues. And so I got on and I did it, and my FTP is 21 points off of where it was last time I did the test, which is not that bad. My max sprinting power is actually the highest it's been in like the last 10 times I've taken the test, because I've been so paranoid. I'm in my classroom office while kids aren't there doing wall sits and lunges and stuff like that. So I've been basically a gym rat, but my gym rat is a classroom cinder block office. Yeah. My lactate threshold is down over 10 beats. And so my max heart rate now, it's my lactate threshold. They're telling me to keep it around 140, which is hilarious, which is like, 140 is like, Jesus Christ. That's like, walking downstairs before you take a shit in the morning, right, Paul?
No, that's
during
like
the shit.
Seriously, that's
Zone
like
2 during the shit.
Yeah.
For me.
Is it zone 4 for you?
My max is, well, it's supposedly 160.
Yeah. Zone 2 for me is 130. Used to be, and now it, I need to probably keep it around. My FTP should be around 140, kind of a thing like that. My maximum right now is like 160, which it wasn't. I mean, it was 175, 180 earlier. So, that's not a bad deal. I didn't get handed a hang up your bike and quit the sport, and it also gives me an idea of one thing that really hit me as a reality check was, the only real ride I've done outside was with Jackson and Sam. And these guys shelled me. But they're fast. And I need to maybe realize that I'm riding with two guys who are fast. And I need to understand that not everybody's that fast. And so when they're shelling me and I'm still holding on, that's technically a good thing.
That's like way above where most people would be with AFib.
Yeah. So
and beta blockers, PAs.
Beta blockers. Yeah. So it really helped, even though it hurt that test hurt so much, especially the 5-minute one, the 5-minute interval where you just got to hold on. Every one you got to hold on as best you can, but the 5-minute one for me has always been the worst. I got to work on my aerobic capacity, and so we'll go from there. But hey. Ablation is on Monday.
Here.
So that means my heart's going to get not zapped.
Burned.
Fried.
Burned. So we'll see how that turns out. I'm anxious to see, I don't know how long the recovery process is. Before we went live tonight, we were like going, I'm thinking maybe, with my Pat Bulger luck, it's going to be like, I was going to say like 6 months, and David chimed in and went, 2 years. I'm like, fuck! No! So there we go. I agree. And, hey, anything's better. I've had a lot, again, as I said last week, a lot of people chiming in after the article about their process, and it's good to hear. So local racing is back, as I mentioned earlier, and I do want to mention big thanks to local club Badlands Cycling for putting this race on. Badlands.org is their website if you're a local racer.
2 D's on bad.
Badlands. Yeah, get on there and sign up for the series. If you can do it, sign up for the series. Support bike racing. You get one race free if you sign up for the series. I did it, and I don't know how many races I'm going to do, but I'm like, if you got the coin, support bike racing even if you can't do it. And I did hear that they are actually looking for people to help out with the races, especially in the realm of officials. So if you can help out in that, get your officials license. I think it's pretty common knowledge that I hate USAC. I'm not a fan of USAC. I don't hate them. I think they've got some work to do. And so but I'm going to get my officials license anyway. I'm going to do it. I'm going to have it just in case we want to put on a race. I talked about the NABRA thing and being able to put on a race, and they said it's nice to have a couple people with officials licenses. So, do it. take the test, volunteer, one race a year. Wouldn't that be nice if all of us as bike racers got a official's license and did volunteered one race a year? Think how that would solve the problem, especially when you've got promoters who have to pay officials to come to their race, and you usually have to pay mileage.
You do.
And all
From the
that
time
kind
they
of
leave
stuff.
their home.
Yeah. And so wouldn't it be nice if just every community had 5, 6, 10 officials?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
What a wonderful world. How's everybody feeling? You guys fast, or are you on target, or are you still improving? Paul always thinks of himself as he sucks.
I'm not. No, not even close. Today's ride was not. That was an indication I'm in trouble on Thursday. But that's all right. I'm starting all over again, and this is go out there and taste blood in the back of my throat from my lungs spewing it out and dry it out. But yeah,
Like the knight who got impaled.
yeah, and my car brought up by Dave.
I
Camping.
didn't
Clearly
want to bring
too
it
soon.
up,
Yeah,
but
yep.
yeah.
I think I went out the other day and did a like an all-out effort of patch to see where I stood compared to prior years on like 5-minute power, and I tasted blood for like 15 minutes, but I wasn't far off, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't my fastest. I was like
the strange thing is you kind of welcome that. I did go hard.
well, it's
That's
like,
the thing.
That's how you know you really pushed yourself.
Yeah.
If you can taste blood, you're like,
Yeah,
I did it.
Yeah.
This is a really messed up conversation that we're actually like, yeah, right on, taste the blood.
man.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a little worried when it didn't
Yeah.
go away after like 15 minutes. I was like, Jesus,
Wow.
might have really done it.
Jackson, how you feeling? You were talking about, your climbing legs aren't there necessarily, but you're not in any major climbing event. Well, never mind. I'll shut up.
No, what I was gonna say is I think that was like good news to me.
What?
Weirdly enough, that
How
my
so?
that my climbing legs weren't there because
That's not what you've been training.
I know I haven't trained for climbing because I'm not going to climb this year in like a competitive event.
Yeah.
So we reached the top of that climb and Winston, who was a really nice guy. I'd never met Winston before on our Thursday night ride this last week, but he wanted to go up for like a sprint at the top of the climb, and I was shelled, but I still put up pretty good sprint numbers. So I've been watching a lot of like Cat 1-2 crit races and stuff like that, and I'm not trying to be like Sam.
Yeah.
But we're reaching numbers,
Okay.
sprint numbers like that. So
All right.
I think that's what I've been looking for since January. So yeah, sprint legs are there.
Nice.
Yeah.
I hit 1,200 watts
Nice.
Yeah.
for about, that long.
I don't think I ever.
As
hit
long as
1,200 watts.
Really?
No. No.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Wow.
It won't do me any good, unless I'm avoiding a dog
There you go. Yeah.
on a ride or something like that.
I'll
He's a bastard.
Yeah. go sprint with Eddie.
Yeah.
Anybody else have? I mentioned this before we went live. Anybody have any out of town plans for traveling to any races at all? Jackson shook his head. Well, he's getting married. So.
I was, but this house thing came in and you're out of here. Here, I'm gonna say it.
It's always something.
I'm still registered for Tour de Bloom.
Uh,
I'll get you here.
Okay.
Can
You
I
are
ask
still
a
registered.
question? Why do we drink when we say that?
Tradition.
Because I say it so often that it becomes a drinking game.
It becomes a
Okay.
drinking. I am making a T-shirt that will be for sale on the website here soon, and it'll have the logo on the front, and on the back it's just going to say Roger, and it's going to say Tour de Bloom.
Yeah, because you can't include the last name because then you gotta ask permission.
Yeah.
Well, I think he'd give me permission, but no, I don't.
Well, we never
I don't,
use.
I don't want to
we
give him
never
the
use
credit.
his last
Yeah,
name
yeah.
anyway.
No, it's just Roger. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I keep saying it, but those are
No,
those
so
are
got a couple more.
that one.
Doesn't count.
The first reason to drink always became off my original co-host, the one and only Mark Hodgson, who
Yeah.
is in a brotherly bromance with Roger and has been for 40 years, and they're very close together, and I mean that in a positive way.
Yeah.
He mentions him a lot, so every time he mentions him, he has to say we had to drink. So
Gotcha.
I'd like to go to that, and I mentioned that Portland and Vancouver crit weekend. I don't know when that is, and I got to pay attention to it. I have a gravel race in August in Whitefish, Montana. That's my season goal now, is to get through this ablation, get the ticker back in line, and be able to do that. I think it's a 100-miler.
Nice.
In the woods of Montana, where they actually include bear spray with your entry fee.
No way.
Oh wow!
I shit you not. Yeah. You can actually you gotta pay a little extra for it, but it comes with bear spray, and that's just something to think about. Yeah, I have to fight away grizzly bears. So there we go.
You just ride faster.
Yeah,
it might help your time.
Yeah. So I guess what we do is Jackson just disappeared to pee. If only we had a pisher downstairs.
Oh,
God,
poor
it
Jack.
seems like it would be so.
Oh, I wasn't going to mention his name.
Oh, I did.
Because he's going to text us now in about 3 days.
Yeah.
But let's get to the news, shall we? The news brought to us by our friends at Perry Street Brewing, you guys. Neighborhood craft brewing at its finest. On tap with us right here in the Rim Break Bars, the Doma Coffee Porter, which Sam is known to down like he's having an oasis meeting in the desert. He's just like, is that a... Be sure and visit the tap house. Grab a burrito. I love their banh mi.
Ramen burrito.
See, I like the banh mi pork burrito.
Well, I don't do pork, but
You don't?
You don't?
Oh, you're just like he's like his
I am,
brother.
except for shrimp
He's a
burritos.
Traceitarian.
I
Yeah.
made a lot of exceptions.
You
for
know,
shrimp
shrimp
burritos.
are the pork of the sea world.
Shit.
Yeah. Just saying.
Don't say that. I just tell myself with every bite, shrimp don't have feelings.
I was thinking, Paul, now that you're moving downtown, and our usual stop used to be a pizza place here after bike rides, but that's a little higher up the South Hill. Maybe we might have to switch to Perry Street Brewing after bike rides.
Yeah.
I
It's
stop
farther
in there.
east, but I don't
Yeah.
care. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all
but
flat.
I
from
would
there
think
to
that'd
you.
be good.
flatter. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care if it's flat. I need to keep riding my bike.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll be riding all the way up to our meeting at Rock and Market.
yeah.
Oh, you mean Laundry Room Cafe?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I was just thinking, we could meet there, and they got a wonderful deck out there.
Yes,
sit
they
out
do.
there after a ride and have a beer, and a great variety of beers. So
Yes, they do.
that's always a nice
Very
thing,
much
too. So, news. Dominance, thy name is Vollering, and SD Works. It was a historic victory for Demi Vollering at Liège-Bastogne-Liège, who captured the Ardennes Classic Triple Crown after winning Amstel at Flesh alone early in the week to claim all 3 wins in one season. Wow. A thrilling race all the way to the finish line. Saw her out sprint Elisa Longo-Borghini. Come on, Lisa. To take the victory while her SD Works teammate crossed the line in 3rd place. So I doubt that California boycott the racing this weekend. So we can go to the OGs, Jackson and Paul. Your thoughts on SD's race tactics and how about their amazing spring in general?
Yeah, I mean it's hard to really think that they could have failed this. It just right when the race started, it was kind of a who else thing, and I was thinking we would have had an almost mirror image on both men's and women's side, but. Yeah, I wonder if we will see no longer an Annemiek van Vleuten dominance kind of
Did
year.
find her legs in this race. We started to
right.
see some of the old-fashioned, her old-fashioned style, attacking style, especially in the final Ks of the race.
Yeah, but I wonder if this is going to be. You can see almost a changing of the guard a little bit when it comes to maybe we're seeing the next winner of everything. She's got a pretty damn good DS behind her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
someone who's done it for a while. So I think she's the future. What I'm trying to get to.
Vollering.
Yes.
Any thoughts on her transition into the stage racing season? Women's tour, the women's Vuelta starts next week.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that does continue on. I don't know. She's been pretty strong on the stages and stuff. But yeah, I think that's going to be a little more interesting on the women's side. where you're talking about the men's racing being boring because it's the
Same
big
guys.
three.
Yeah.
but
And Demi Vollering wins all three. I mean, SD Works won all spring.
yeah, no,
Well, pretty much.
Paris-Roubaix.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty
Paris-Roubaix.
much. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So-
What a great surprise that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's to me, it's still not boring, even though you start seeing because I like to watch. I heard somebody say you can watch a race or see the race, and I like to see the tactics because teams are now starting to develop more tactical on the women's side. You start seeing, okay, we got to bust this up, and we got to think how we're going to do it, and they're not going to be successful right off the bat.
Yeah.
Just like with Ineos in the men's side when they were just dominant on that, and only a matter of time. Well, they had to take Froome out with a crash, but outside of that, but still, that style of just having a train up a hill does not work anymore.
Yeah.
So, I
Sure
think
makes it more fun, though.
what
This new tactic, not just riding hard at
attack.
the front.
Yeah.
yeah. So, but I think SD Works is a very strong team. It'll only be a matter of time when the other teams, Trek is right there.
Yeah.
And the other teams, unfortunately, are, they just have to cleave on to whatever they can get.
Yeah.
But that, I think, in 5 years, we're going to be seeing on the women's side, like you'll never know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously.
Speaking of the age, the men also raced that weekend. I don't know if you guys knew that. Well, almost all of them. That was a bad joke, Pat. The event was highlighted by a basically return and a repeat by the one and only winner from last year, Remco Evenepoel. Waited a bit longer for his final attack this year, and his rear wheel stuck.
No, it skipped.
Did it skip again this year?
Yeah, and I think it was on the Lara Duke too. He had his what's his name? His teammate that did all the polling. Drawing blank.
Yeah.
Anyway, he came around him on Lara Duke and he spun out. I think he leaned forward on the steep portion. He spun out a little bit, but
talk about a savior for Soudal Quickstep. And I'm going to ask you this question a little bit later, but it also gained notoriety by the rider at Lost, Tadej Pogačar. Crashed around the 80-kilometer mark, which I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, the live coverage just pretty much started after he had abandoned.
pretty close, yeah.
Yeah.
And soon thereafter, with a broken wrist, he abandoned. My first question is, was this a Remco win or a Tadej crash?
That's what I was gonna say. Because I don't. I bet you Remco. I bet you he's celebrating the win for sure.
Sure.
But I also.
So is Patrick Lefevre. If you're friends with him on Facebook, it's every third post. It's like my dad posting memes.
Yeah.
Patrick Lefevre is my dad posting pictures of Remco.
But I wonder if he was thinking, I wish I went up against all of the best.
Yeah.
Because I think it would have. Because the strength that Remco showed was pretty substantial.
Rode away from the best in the world.
Yeah. I will say I wish Tom Pidcock never got that concussion, because I think it would have been a different story if he didn't.
Yeah.
But I think that it would have come down to a sprint finish between the two of them, and I don't think we would have seen the same result we did.
Yeah.
And so part of me wonders if he finished that race and thought, I could have raced against. It could have been us two at the end. And so I wonder if he's thinking, no, was it like the best of the best? I would feel I would ask myself that question if I were him. But I mean, also, he was the strongest on the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He did show some pretty incredible strength. I didn't need to see all I did see in those shorts, though. I will say that.
Okay, that's coming a little bit soon, a little bit later in the show, but yeah, white shorts was an interesting choice.
It was a bad choice.
You don't show up in white shorts unless you intend to
show
be at the,
off.
yeah,
Unless you tend to show off a little.
Yeah.
That's a statement. You can't be a pack filler in white shorts.
No.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, everybody! I'm circumcised.
The fact
We know.
the fact that he went Castelli. Don't send me the black.
Yeah.
Give me the white. That was a bold choice. A
They
bad
had-
choice.
they
in my
had to
opinion.
agree to
Okay,
it, too,
we're going to
though.
get to that later in the
sorry.
show. We're going to get to that later in the show. I do have a very important part that I want to talk to you about with that kind of stuff. How does this set? Two questions, I guess. How does this set up Remco for the Giro? And thought on what 6 weeks of recovery could do to Tade's thoughts ahead of time. What's going to happen next? Anybody want to take a bite out of that one? Either one? One or the other?
It'll make him unstoppable is my thought.
You think so? You think Tade's going to be, or Remco?
Tade.
You think Tade's going to be unstoppable because he's got to take, in essence, 6 weeks to recover?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's going to come out of that with a fire under his ass.
Yeah.
Just wanting to kick some ass and
I will
hungry
say
and
he can still ride. You know, he's going to have
that's
to.
right, he
Yeah.
doesn't have to stop training.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
He won't.
it's just a
He
scaffold.
won't stop.
You won't.
I think it's a fortunate thing because he goes full gas, and I think that a little break, his body's probably going to go, hey, thank you.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that type
yeah.
of thing.
A
So,
little reset.
yeah.
A little reset opportunity.
But
Forced
I mean,
reset.
you think about it. He was right there for Milan San Remo. He got Flanders and he got Flèche Wallonne. I mean, and you know he would have been full gas then, you know, with LBL. So I don't.
God,
that guy's
I was
amazing
hoping for that
person.
race to be-
I just don't think it's going to affect him that much. You know,
I was really hoping
Not
for
as
that
scaffolding.
finale. I was really hoping for that finale
with
between those two.
Remco and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know how. I mean, Remco, like I said last week, is Remco would have to dispose of him on the hill and TT away. But with those road conditions, you could see Remco was tiptoeing around the corner. He's got
He's
memories
not
of
up to speed on some of the bike.
yeah.
handling
I
issues.
mean, with his fall at Lombardia
Yeah.
back then, that was nasty. So
Yeah.
I can understand why.
It's going to be an interesting as we transition into stage race season. It's going to be a very interesting upcoming next few months. So before we get to that, and I do want to take us to our first topic here, you guys have probably noticed who are listening at home on this show, other than being live, that now we do have a little quick ad insert into the show that's been happening, and that is that's how podcasters pay for beer on tap and stuff like that. So I'm going to take a quick pause and allow those people to talk. And Bender brought us back. Now, so I want to, the Spring Classic is over. Let's reflect on all that has happened. So it's time for a little segment I like to call, in my opinion, I should have some sort of a musical sting, shouldn't I? Yeah. What could be a good one?
Little deet deet deet, because we're a bunch of clowns anyway, right?
Sounds like you could just do it.
Yeah, I could.
In my opinion... in my opinion,
there we go.
Yeah,
there we go. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you guys quick questions here, and you guys are going to provide a quick burst of your opinions, because we tend to talk way too long on this podcast, but you're going to have to keep it quick, right?
Thank goodness Sam's not here.
Ugh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
So
never stops.
yeah. So we'll go this way around the room. We're going basically clockwise. Yeah, look at me. I figured it out. Clockwise with Jackson first. Best race of the spring, in your opinion.
Boy, I think Flanders.
Flanders. Okay. Paul?
Roubaix.
Roubaix? Wow. Like you would have said
Yeah.
anything other than that.
Both men and women.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Roubaix.
And you can pick men or women. Yeah, or both. Yeah. Roubaix?
Roubaix. We know I don't watch the women.
You don't. You should. You should at least catch the highlights.
I catch the highlights,
Yeah,
but then
okay.
you
That's
can't
fair.
get anything smart to say off of highlights.
That's true.
You just know what happened.
The GCN highlights are like 30, 40 minutes, which is
no,
a
not
great recap of things, and I really like that. My favorite race of the spring is still going to be Strada Bianca. I just
That was
love
a good
race,
one.
and I loved watching that race, both men and women. I thought it was an amazing day. Biggest surprise of the spring, Jackson. Spring Classics.
Man, Ben Healy.
Great choice. Great
Yep.
choice. Paul?
Yeah, that takes the cake. But,
Yeah.
I would say the lackluster of Jumbo Visma on from Flanders back down.
Yeah.
They did
Yeah.
really well early, and then just kind of petered
Well,
out.
you got to remember Wout van Aert. If without one flat tire, would have been
He
probably
was-
there in the
Yeah,
final throes of
exactly.
Paris-Roubaix.
But still, nevertheless, they weren't able to make it. So.
Yeah.
The lack of Peter Sagan on the podium.
That's
What
a
the
surprise.
Yeah.
For me, it was.
We had a rough go.
My biggest surprise this spring is just everything SD Works did. I mean, it's like we've never had this kind of a team dominance coming into the season like this. Best rider of the spring, Jackson.
Tade Pogacar.
Can't argue that one.
Really?
Yeah. 17 races and 12 wins. I think that's
Yeah.
it is, or maybe it's 18-12 or something.
Matthew
Crazy
Van Der
stuff.
Poel is not supposed to be a stage racer, things like that. I thought Matthew Van Der Poel came out of the woodwork with what he did this year with Milan San Remo and with Roubaix. I'm going to put him out there. Is Wout walking away with his head held high, Jackson?
No.
No.
I don't think so. I don't think he got any of the big ones that he wanted.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he's frustrated, and that's it. I don't think it's any fault of his own. It wasn't lack of anything other than misfortune on like Roubaix and
Yeah.
other situations.
That just sucks.
Yeah, he got sick.
Yeah.
Was the other thing. So
Yeah. David?
Probably won't, but he should. I mean,
yeah.
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 He was in there in everybody's considerations all spring. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's okay. I don't think he's happy with how things turned out, but I think that's bike racing.
yeah.
Do you think he regrets the gift to Laporte? Anybody?
Nope.
No.
No.
I don't think so. No.
Okay, I agree.
Thank God Sam's not here.
Oh, God.
He would disagree.
Ghana.
For sure.
That guy is a lazy ass.
If it weren't for Liège, Soudal would be pretty pissed. Do you think that one victory at Liège saved the team's spring, Jackson? Nope.
Nope.
He doesn't.
I think they would have liked Alaphilippe to have been more productive.
Yep. Paul?
I think it did, and I think that's just because that's where they're driving. You see their personnel is driving towards supporting Remco. So the other ones were kind of like fish out of water. I thought they raced like that, not like your typical. So.
Sure.
I'm with Jackson. I don't think so.
I don't either. I think they are putting a big PR effort out there to say this saved their season, but I mean their spring season. But I agree, and they're going to need a big Giro. They're going to need a
and they'll
very
get one.
big Giro. Yeah. You just think,
As long as he stays upright.
yeah.
TTs. Remco is a TT machine. So.
Yeah. So, and this is away from the my opinion thing, but talk about watching bike races. I've been doing some reflection on this. I want you guys to argue for or against the fact that, and this is just a little analogy I came up with that, and I'm not a big fan of what I'm going to compare it to here, but watching a bike race is somewhat kind of like watching a baseball game. You can kind of pay attention, and then you just kind of tune into the big moments or something like that. I noticed that on Roubaix Sunday when we were all here, and it was so much more of a social dynamic. We were all just sitting around bullshitting, and then all of a sudden something would happen, and we'd all turn to the screen or something like that. Am I wrong in making this assumption? And what I'm trying to say is, how do you convince somebody to become a bike racing fan to watch it on TV and keep them engaged in something like that? I'm just talking about classics here, because stage racing is a whole nother beast. Trying to get somebody that's like, no, it's fine. Tomorrow he could win. It's like, what?
Yeah.
But when you've got a 3-4 hour broadcast at 5:00 in the morning, how do you tell somebody? How do you show somebody that something you're so passionate about? Paul, you're kind of the king of this. You wake up and watch these things live.
Well, I think your analogy with baseball, because I do like baseball.
You do.
I do watch
Yeah.
baseball.
I can't stand baseball, but
yeah,
anyway.
but you're right. There's times where in baseball, that's part of watching baseball. You're in the stadium, you're having a beer, sausage,
Yeah.
whatever. You're with your friends. You can talk, and when the pitch comes, you kind of when things. Yep.
Yeah.
And then you can get back to it. And road racing too. You kind of have one eye on the TV and stuff. So yeah, I think that's a great analogy. I like it.
Yeah.
I like that type. But to get somebody just to watch classics, I would say watch the last hour.
Yeah.
That's it. Because all of that is there's no way you can explain how that all set up until that you got them hooked and say, well, the reason that happened is if you go back a half hour earlier, that attack set this up, and they're like, whoa, that's how you'd have to do it.
Okay.
I something I've been getting really into recently, and I promise I will answer the question. It's just a roundabout way.
All right.
So I've been really watching.
I wish I had the Jeopardy theme.
I know. Well, I'll talk quickly too.
No, you don't have to.
But one thing I've been watching a lot on YouTube lately is like POV footage of like crit racing, American crit racing, like the P12 races, and that is like pure raw adrenaline. Like you're on the limit the whole time. And talk about a great American version of what cycling is. And I think to start an American fan of American sports, start them there is a great place to start. And then after that, move to the classics, because sometimes these classics are laps. I mean, isn't LBL?
Circuits. Well, a little bit. You know, probably the biggest lap one is Amstel Gold, but even Flanders goes around.
Fields is all a small area.
Yeah.
They're just snaking all over this
Bellingham
place.
and-
And then kind of just like to step up to that. It's not really that big of a step, and if you're looking at it, and then after that, you know, if you have them hooked, move up to a stage race. It's kind of the same rules.
You're
throughout
like
all
a
of
drug dealer. You do
Get 'em
realize you're
hooked.
moving them up through the steps.
Exactly.
It's like crit racing is marijuana.
it. Right.
Gateway drug.
Yeah, the classics are
Don't go
classics.
crazy over there.
Classics
Classics are cocaine.
Are cocaine. Yeah. And then the stage races are
Heroin.
just pure.
Heroin.
David's beating me.
I know my drugs.
But I think that's a great stepping.
Opiates.
I think that's
They're
a great
all
stepping
opiates.
stone.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you got a basement with 16 bikes and a podcast
It's basically a meth
studio.
lab.
Yeah. Oh my God. So, yeah. Well, you know, it's funny, but with the crit racing you talked about, how does that attract to the American audience? Because we you know, Paul, you've been over there. You've experienced it in the realm of the fans who aren't bike racers. I mean, you know, David, would you be a fan of bike racing if you weren't a bike racer?
No, and that's what I was gonna say was that the way to get people to watch bike racing, you know, they have to have had an experience with riding or racing a bike on their own. It's not, they have to have a community within it. So like the only reason you watch baseball is because we all played baseball growing up and everybody can relate. Same thing with football. Everybody played high school football, and so you can relate.
But you've got a lot of just down and out fat fucks who watch NASCAR who've never raced a car.
But they've driven their car fast.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. I mean,
I just
Yeah,
basically
I kinda-
insulted a gigantic population. in the
you
United
did. Yeah,
States.
it's okay. They don't listen anyways.
Yeah.
I'm bringing this up because we had a conversation a couple weeks ago about why Slovenia produces so many amazing cyclists out of a country the size of like Washington.
Yeah.
And I have a coworker who's actually Slovenian, and I asked her, I was like, so what was it like growing up? Did you guys just all love cycling? Because like I just have to imagine everybody, if you're going to produce that many cyclists, like it must just be like how we all love football and basketball in America. And she's like, not really. There's like this one guy I think that everybody liked but I don't think he's good anymore. And she's like referencing like,
Roglic.
yeah, and then but anyways, it was like she doesn't care one bit about cycling
But
because
they
she's
also
never
like
been a
ski
cyclist.
jumping, for Christ's sake. I mean, that's about, come on.
That's
There's a lot of
watch
mountains
humans
there.
fly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think you have to have you have to be able to relate on some level. And so if you've never ridden a bike, I don't know how you get somebody to enjoy bike racing.
And that's where that new league in the States have come in, where they're trying to create this point system, create this whole kind
Have
of
you
thing.
guys watched? Any of you guys watched?
I
the-
started watching one,
Yeah.
and
I tried to watch it.
I got confused.
What are we watching?
What National Cycling
League.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't want to bash people trying to make bike racing happen,
Let 'em
but
go.
oof, oof. It's where each lap in a crit is points.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be the first person across the line at the end of the race to win.
Yeah.
And it's a team thing, and you can sub riders in and out.
Oh.
Yeah, it gets confusing.
I'm a guy in his basement, but I think they're overthinking this too much. I think the clean, genuine, pure essence of a crit. Maybe, let's say, you put team points as preems throughout the race.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know,
That's what
intermittent
Tulsa
throughout.
Tough does.
Yeah.
Tulsa Tough for 3 days. There's 3 crits, and you can. As a cyclist, I can watch the whole, 90-minute
Yeah.
Pro 1-2 race, and it's intense. There's a lot of guys that are filming it and that type of thing, and and you can see crashes happening and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackson hit it on the head. I think that's where you're going to get people who aren't exposed to it.
Yeah.
Now, in Belgium, they don't even have to ride a bike. It is what the NFL is to Americans. My mom loves pro football. She never played a minute.
Yeah.
I only played in high school, but she absolutely is a Seahawk fan and everything. But I think that's America or the NFL is able to culture that a little
Yeah.
bit. And to culture it, I think we need to start small and work up. And crits, people are like, wow, that's pretty cool because it's fast, it's dangerous, and that's what people want to. I mean,
They want to watch skin get drugged across
Yes,
the
they
pavement
do.
while they're drinking
Like,
a beer on the
why they're
sideline.
watching NASCAR.
Yeah,
that
there's
hurt.
kind of a feeling like that. Yeah.
That's
He's
why they're
bleeding.
watching NASCAR, because they're
like
gigantic
crashes.
crashes.
Or hockey.
they stack up.
Yeah.
Yeah, hockey smashing
We're
other
all-
boards.
God, yeah.
Football smashing
Yeah.
other people.
Yeah. Hey, traumatic brain injury.
Yeah.
This might be too much of a tangent, but I was looking at the Sea Otter results
Yeah.
just because I had some friends racing down there, and I love that race. And there's all these e-bike categories.
No.
They did add
And at first I'm like, bleh, come on, like what e-bike mountain biking versus like but then at the same time we're talking about this and getting people interested.
That's true.
To be fair, we're seeing a lot more people on bikes because of e-bikes.
But should they race?
I don't know if I want them to race, but I want them to be interested in racing.
Yeah. That's,
I want them to be interested in biking.
the Wednesday night mountain bike race series this year. A buddy of mine's putting it on. Co-promoter of mine at the 24-hour Riverside race. Is they have allowed an e-bike category this year, and
I still hate it.
yeah.
I'm trying to make an argument, but I hate it.
But they're racing at their own time. They're starting at their own time.
Yeah.
And they're going early, and they're racing the course, and they're coming back, and yada yada yada. They're not going anywhere, but really, a Fondo or something like, I don't know. Maybe we're all just too new at this. Maybe we're all just in that transition moment where it's coming to a new.
Well, I think in our mindset, what the essence of, for me, the essence of racing is, and that's why I kind of bucked some technologies, not all.
Tasting blood on your tongue.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean that using
disc brakes.
Yeah,
Tubeless tires.
At a certain point,
Shorts with pockets.
Well, you have like watts. The problem of following watts, and then microphones and stuff like that. All that. It kind of took away with. This is probably going way deep or too deep. But
go, Paul. It's okay. We're here to catch
kind of
you.
like the rawness of being out in the wilderness by yourself. You have these resources. You don't have somebody going, hey, there's a bear around the corner, so go right. It's a survival. You're sitting there looking, and you have to judge every guy that's around you. This guy looks like today he's on. This guy I was worried about, but his mouth's gape. I mean, that's the stuff that's the essence of road cycling.
Yeah.
And when you had Froome just looking at his meter and his watt output, and he's like, okay, move it up to 478.
1.21 gigawatts.
And this is where we incline at 20%. If you jump it up a little bit, it'll flatten out, as opposed to that's what I like about cycling. And that's what I like about classics, because you start looking at the way races are now, all of them say, we don't even look at watts. You don't have time to.
Yeah.
It's all on instinct
Yeah.
and who's around. So anyway, that's e-bikes kind of, that's why it takes away that whole, it's like, oh
Well, you're
shit, I'm
still-
tired, I'm going to hit the motor here, or I'll
Yeah.
use that. I'm running out of battery. That just kind of takes away
Oh,
what
I didn't even think about that
think.
element of it. You know, it's like somebody can
Yeah.
go full assist the whole time.
Yeah.
But then they run out of battery, and then they got a 50-pound bike they have
But
to
not
take
if
around
it's
course.
not if it's a 5-mile lap like the Wednesday night series. They
Oh, they're
go
going to stop and charge a bike?
no,
Yeah.
no. Let's say it's a 45-minute race tops. You can go full support
Yeah.
on that thing.
Yeah.
You can
Okay.
ride the whole course on full assist.
But what if this is like high school football? Is what I'm getting at. You tolerate it, and it cultivates people who appreciate the culture. They're
Yeah.
never going to race, but they're going to appreciate cycling. They're
Yeah.
going to appreciate the culture.
So we give them a participation ribbon, is what you're saying.
We tolerate them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They can't have any of my beer at the end of the race.
No.
It's-
You have to have pedaled.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. So let's move on to our second little topic, and this is the one that Jackson brought up, kind of, I don't know, intentionally or accidentally, but I do want to discuss what came out of Liège, was the heavily discussed, heavily argued topic of white shorts by Remco and Soudal Quickstep. Jackson, you pretty clearly expressed your opinion that they were not cool.
Yes, I don't need to understand the vastness or lack thereof of your manhood.
Yeah. Pubic hair, it's like, dude, you should trim up.
Yeah, I don't
Kind of shadowing out.
personally. This is a family event. I don't need that type of stuff.
I'm speaking
Children,
from
don't
experience. I'm speaking from experience of of a rider on a team who once had red shorts, and the red shorts, if you didn't shake enough after you peeing before it was like a window. The color disappeared. Paul, David, thoughts on white shorts? No,
should
I knew
always
Paul would be
black.
black.
Yep.
And the thing is like, it was a rainy,
Oof.
and it just like, it hides, black shorts hide, your strip up your ass and all
Yeah.
that. So, I just don't think anybody wants to see
I do
somebody's
remember when I was a
baggage.
kid. When I was a kid, I saw a TV show called Not Necessarily the News, and a guy did this segment called Sniglets, and he called the stuff that went up your back when you were riding. He called it backspackle, and I've called it backspackle ever since.
Perfect.
Rich
Yeah.
something rich, anyway. But David, white shorts.
Okay. I don't think anybody should wear them, but that
Do you
being
have
said,
like blue, or do you guys have blue shorts, or dark blue shorts, or
I would say
the
navy's
brown
okay.
shorts? Or
Navy's
the-
okay.
Maybe
What about a
black.
deep green?
Yeah.
Dark.
Remember first last
Yeah,
year.
I
did
think
like
a deep green is fine.
Sure.
Oh, so we're okay with certain
I
colors.
think
Dark
dark
colors.
colors.
Yes. I'm sorry, but if you pull out white shorts,
But-
it's David's turn. It's David's turn.
David's
Let
turn.
him go.
We're cutting them off again.
Yeah.
I distinctly remember my first race and how it has continued on every single race. You line up and you look around like Paul's talking about, and you're judging how this guy looks versus this guy looks on the day, whether they look fast. And I'm just saying,
Perfectly.
if somebody shows up in white shorts, and
You better be fast.
You better be fast.
Yeah.
And it could be intimidating in a way. It could be intimidating. So I don't think they should come
Especially
back
if
in
you've
any
got
way,
a
shape, or
hemorrhoid.
form. Yeah.
Because
But I'm-
that's just, a
They're
little
just-
bleeding spot in your asshole.
But if somebody shows up in white shorts,
I'm not speaking from experience.
I'm either going to think they have no idea what the F is going on, or they're ready to game.
So let's.
I think the rule should be, if you wear white shorts,
You
there
better
should be a
win.
test. At UCI, when they measure socks, right?
Yeah.
They should have a spray bottle and go to your crotch and go,
Nope.
and if it
change.
No, you're blonde.
yeah,
You're good.
Yeah. No,
I
I don't want to see anything. Just you can have whatever, but
This
I'm
is
going
a
to douse
family event.
douse your crotch.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you start showing, make it 3 layers white or something. It's
Yeah.
just not-
Seriously,
yeah.
jeez. I think if you're showing up to a line next to me and you have white shorts, instantly I know I'm going to beat you. In that moment, I know.
Really?
Yeah.
And if you're beating me, I'll sweep you. And then
Yeah.
there'll be red shorts.
There's no way in hell. I saw something that I sent to Sam the other day, and it said, "Skin is temporary, But wiping out the whole field to win a crit, that's permanent.
Forever.
Yeah.
It's forever.
Yeah.
It is forever.
So let's talk fashion. Our sport is heavily influenced by how we look. We've talked about these kind of things before, but I just want to kind of check in with everything. I sent a message to my friend Frank at velominati.com, and Frank kind of he got his balls busted for years because people took him too seriously, and even though it was classic cycling satire, but our sport is, in whether or not you are a roadie, a mountain, a trackie, a gravel head, whatever you are influenced by fashion. And do not even tell me that I don't judge anybody. Bullshit. Every cycling culture has its style.
Yeah.
And you are full of shit if you say you don't judge anybody, because there's nobody that pure in the world. Jesus died a long time ago. Stop it.
It's human nature.
Yeah. So, roadie fashion rules, in your opinion, first of all, and this is another, in your opinion,
Right.
All right.
what at least one item that must occur in we're starting roadies, and this is because this is kind of our safe zone. What must happen in the cycling kit? What is one rule you abide by no matter what you're wearing? Has anybody got something right out of the gates? Like one rule. Like, for example, the glasses must be outside the helmet straps.
Oh,
I
see.
follow that one. I follow that one by the rule. Do your shoes need to be white? Do your socks need to be a certain height? Do do you tuck your jersey in?
God.
Wear your bibs on the outside.
Yeah. Hi,
I saw
Justin.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You did.
I had a resource limited ride I told you all about this winter in Missouri,
Yeah.
where I didn't bring a single thing with me. I had access to a bike and a helmet. So first of all, always a helmet, obviously, and sunglasses. But I didn't have clipless shoes. I didn't have bibs. I had nothing. But I had sunglasses, a helmet, and a bike. And I still made sure the sunglasses were on the outside of the straps. So that like is as basic as it gets. Sunglasses on the outside of the.
Like, does the helmet
Yeah.
have to be a certain color? Are you a white or you're a black helmet
You
kind of
gotta-
person?
yeah.
Jackson's starting to screw around with helmet colors. So anyway, if you had one thing that popped into your head for a roadie cycling kit that is a must every time, has to happen.
I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I agree with David. I always have my sunglasses straps on the outside, even if it's my eyeglasses.
Yeah.
They're on the outside of that
Yeah.
helmet.
Well, because you could theoretically ride in underwear as long as you have a helmet and glasses. I don't ride without a helmet and glasses because you don't want to get shit in your eyes and you don't want to lose your brain.
This is interesting because Paul
could go
does not ride
barefoot.
with glasses.
I don't wear
Yeah.
He's not a
Okay.
glasses
Well, then
guy.
maybe I'll say the one thing you absolutely have to have is glasses. I think that's, and that's coming from one of my original riding partners ever, Bill Knutson, never wore glasses, and it killed me. I was like, dude, you're ruining your eyes.
Well,
Just the wind,
Don't
or
you need glasses?
No, I've raced with glasses. I had in a previous podcast.
Yeah.
I mentioned Rudy Project.
yeah.
I had like 4 pairs, different colors and stuff.
So cool back
But
in the day.
yeah,
So
and I liked them, but they broke or lost or whatever. And I just never. They're so expensive nowadays. You look at it and it's like, are you kidding me?
Segment
And-
brought to us by Gooder, $35 to $45 a pair.
Yeah,
Just bought them.
exactly. That makes it worth it. But my number one thing is sweating and then going across the lens.
Hate
it.
I
Within the
hate it
first
too.
climb, my glasses are worthless. I was finding them in my back pocket 90% of the ride. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the hell am I having? I hate it.
Don't you hit things in your eye and like?
No, I did mention in a later podcast, the only time was in a crit, and a chunk of asphalt came, and I could see it, and I squinted. I actually caught it like a monocle, and I'm like, hey, look! And I'm like tapping a teammate, and he's like, what the fuck are you
Look, dude, I should be blind.
Yeah. But I caught it, with my eyes.
You can
So-
actually get scratches on your lens that over time don't heal from air.
And I know it's probably...
What,
I'm-
you don't
I'm
have
against
floaters, David? You don't have floaters in
have
your eyes?
floaters.
That you're just like going, away.
And the UV protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've never...
So what in your kit? We're dodging
yeah,
the
yeah.
question.
Sorry.
We're
So
dodging
for
the
me,
question.
it goes back to shorts. Shorts are a big thing. If
Yeah.
somebody wants to wear a T-shirt or whatever, I don't care about the top. Good riding shorts. baggy shorts. I'm thinking you're an idiot because
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna talk to the off-road
that's
here
not
shortly.
good.
Yeah. Bib,
Not necessarily, no.
really?
But I don't want to see the separation between your.
Between the
If you
jersey
don't
and
have
the
bibs,
shirt.
yeah. The guys that have a tan line that looks like a tramp stamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I've seen sunburn stamps
Yeah.
like that. It's
Yeah.
like,
That's
bad
not
choice. Jackson, you got any?
With my sunglasses.
Oh, your
Yeah,
sunglasses.
yeah.
Okay. How about when to skin suit? When are skin suits acceptable? When are skin suits not acceptable? We can be judgmental.
I'll say always. It's up to the rider.
Skin suits are acceptable
Yeah,
all the time.
anytime.
I mean, a lot of pro roadies are wearing basically a skin suit for the entire race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our old team had a River City Red. We had a selection. It was called a speed suit, so
Yeah.
it had full pockets, but it was just a zip to here, and
Yeah.
it kind of opened up.
Yeah.
So
I'd like that.
Anytime you can justify it with the pocket space for the ride, and if you can afford to have, because they're expensive.
Yeah.
They're cheaper than a short jersey combination, though.
That's true. Yeah. So I think anytime, as long as it works for your ride, because some of them you can't get food and water in and stuff. So
I have tremendous body shaming issues. I hate wearing a skin suit. I really do. I'm just like, everybody's looking at me. That guy.
You just put them to shame. You just make them
little
hurt, and then
goat.
they can't say anything.
I
You
know,
just make
but
them
I
suffer.
still am just wearing them at the start line. I'm just like going, don't look. Look away. I feel horrible in them. I do. I hate them. I used to wear them all the time, up until my 20s, and then I stopped for a long time, and now I'm just like going, I'm the guy who wears long sleeve shirts all the time. I don't like myself.
I think what I will
You
say.
guys should be billing me hours, by the way.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
For skin suit, it depends on the pocket coverage for me,
Yeah.
because I need to eat or else I will not be productive in a race.
You're very ritualistic in your
Yes.
in your fueling techniques.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if it's a road race, I will probably pick a pretty aero jersey and short combination. But if it's a crit, I will wear a skin suit. I've only worn a skin suit once, and I'll probably wear it again this week.
Well,
Yep.
how are you guys on shoe colors?
Black or white.
yeah.
Black or white? So
Yeah.
you're okay with black because I want to keep wearing my black shoes. Jackson's having a problem with black shoes.
No, not black shoes.
Oh.
I'm cool with white, black, and I'm cool with color. I've always been cool with
like
color.
blue or something like that.
Yeah,
you know?
I was very close to wanting a pair of blue shoes. I thought it would have matched us pretty well.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy I went with white because blue only goes with so much. So
Yeah.
yeah,
How about now? Jackson's got this greenish kind of army green helmet.
it's pretty cool.
I have no problems with colors
Really?
as long as it doesn't clash in a
Clash
race.
with the kid.
Clash with your kid. Yeah.
Yep. I'm with Paul on that. As long as it doesn't look weird altogether, doesn't matter what you do for shoes or helmet.
Paul, what did you think of the green with the blue and green Arrive?
Yeah, I didn't think it was bad.
See,
See, if you had like pink, would be bad.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did
Or
have
purple.
in the old pack filler kit with the lime green and the black. I wore a blue helmet and it was bad, but that's because the helmet was free.
The sponsor reasons.
Yeah, it was a bad call. Off-roading, and Paul, you can step out of this if you want,
I
but
probably will.
thoughts on people who ride road kits on mountain bikes? Do you, when you ride a mountain bike, would you switch to the mountain bike style of a kit with the baggier shorts, with the different styles, with that kind of a look? Would you ride the baggier shorts and stuff like that on a mountain bike ride?
To me, it depends on what kind of, because there's so many types of mountain biking. When I am out on my full suspension at Beacon, just having fun time with people, I'll wear mountain bike shorts.
So the baggier ones.
The baggier ones, like
Yeah,
mountain bike
yeah,
specific, they have a chamois in them and all.
Yeah.
I usually wear
It's a liner, right?
Yeah, it's got a
Yeah,
liner,
yeah.
and then I usually wear a button-up T-shirt, and then, but then like when I'm at Riverside, if I'm doing anything that I want to be fast, wear Lycra.
Yeah.
You want to be fast, you don't wear baggy shorts.
Yeah, I agree with that. As somebody who's predominantly only an XC racer, I think that
Yeah,
I'm-
the
I'm-
cross-country
I'm a Lycra
guys
guy.
are all
Yeah.
full lycra'd out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do they still do the helmet visors? That stupid freaking
Yeah.
thing they did for a while.
it depends.
Because I honestly, it's like the sun is not. You're not going to be protected by the sun by a 1/4 inch of plastic sticking off the front of your face. It's dumb.
Yeah.
POC has one where it is actually a pretty substantial visor, but you can tip it up so it's out of the way.
But I guess my question is like when I'm on the road, I don't have a problem with that. Why would I on the mountain bike? Because I still, I don't get it.
I've always thought it was just to establish that
The
this is
difference
a
helmet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a mountain bike helmet.
I agree.
Okay, for gravel, thoughts with the flannel design pattern jerseys that they're releasing now. It's a full cycling jersey, but it's in like a flannel plaid.
Paul, this sounds like
No, I mean this is not my area.
I was like,
Whatever they want to do, that's fine. You won't see me
won't
playing
see
in that
me there.
playground.
What
Yeah.
worries me with the whole flannel thing is, are we verging on a little too much? Are we verging on 2008 hipster, where the word hipster was new, and then in 2012 everybody said hipster that was over the age of 40, and it kind of became less cool.
yeah, I think what
Yeah.
it is it's a spirit of gravel thing. You know, where they're going for that. We are this embrace the spirit of gravel, which the original style is almost like early grunge. But what it's becoming is now Rafa is creating a jersey that looks like a flannel, which means it's like your favorite band that's sold out and is now playing, opening for a K-pop group or something like that.
Yeah.
K-pop, is that was
Yeah,
that right
yeah,
with that?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, Panache, who does our
Yeah.
race kit, they have a gravel and they have different plaids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's obviously a trend.
That's just the look.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and isn't it true though? And I could be wrong, but downhill you have to wear, or same with snowboarding, you have to wear like baggy clothes. You can't. There is a rule on that.
I'd love to go to the books on that one
Yeah.
because I don't know.
Yeah, I think there is. I heard it, but I could be totally wrong.
I think it's probably you just get ridiculed and then
Yeah.
they throw their cigarette
Yeah.
butts at you.
Yeah,
I can't imagine they mandate that your pants are at your knees like they do in snowboarding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I can't imagine that.
I don't know, because when you see, like, for instance, like the UCI World Champion, they've got looser fitting clothing.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it is a rule.
How about shorts with leg pockets? Let's honestly break down shorts with leg pockets in the sport of gravel.
Oh, just in gravel?
Yeah.
I have them for the road.
Do you really?
I do.
All
What are you
Paul.
carrying?
Get the fuck out of
How
here,
much?
right here.
What are you long haul trucking here that you need that much shit on your bike?
I mean, sometimes you put food there because it's easier. The biggest reason I have them is because
Ow.
this joker that's not here tonight bought 2 that were too small for him because he forgot how much weight he gained. And
It's just bubble butt, man.
It's his-
He's
no,
got the
he has
boing.
no butt.
Oh
he
no,
goes-
he
no,
does.
It's a horse ass.
It is.
What are you
Yeah.
serious? He goes straight from like
Got a great
lumbar to
ass.
sacrum down
Yeah.
to
Oh,
butthole.
yeah,
It's
he
just a
is.
flat line for that
Sacrum
guy.
down to butthole.
Yeah, it's a flat line, that guy. Anyways,
I wish that could be the name of tonight's show. Sacrum to butthole.
Sacrum to butter.
But I don't know if people are going to sign up to to listen to that
Yeah.
episode. But really,
I have 2 because he bought too many that didn't fit him, and so I was like, I'll buy them off you, and they actually have been nice. Like they had a good chamois was the reason I did it, because I was like, okay, these will be good shorts for like long days, and I have actually used it. I'll put things in there,
if
like
you're doing
gels, bars.
Because-
if you're doing a
and
200
sometimes my
mile
phone.
if you're
Here's the
doing
deal.
a 200 mile unsupported unbound gravel and you need to pack yourself to the gills with stuff, I understand that. 99% of the time I've seen people with pocketed shorts on the side like that, they have had an old banana peel in it and a couple gel wrappers, and I'm just like going, you're just a walking shit
So it's
pile.
the garbage can.
Yeah.
For their stuff.
I
Yeah.
could easily get away without it, but when it's there, I use it. Like when I have that pocket, I do use it. But I could easily, it is not necessary in any way. I could get by with just a jersey.
So
There's no need for that pocket.
Here, to me, I look at functionality.
Yeah.
So when I'm riding in my position, I need to grab something to eat. I can just reach behind my pocket.
Without stopping to pedal, right?
Yeah,
Because when you
and
have
I'm
it
still
here,
going.
you have to kind of.
That's my
Yeah.
point. So this is a moving deal. Your legs are constantly pumping, and you're trying to get your hand in there, and that doesn't make sense. But if you got time to take I can see if you are not a not supporting ride and you've got gel wrappers and banana peels, that's your garbage can. So then it makes sense. But I would not put anything that you need to grab on your legs.
Yeah. I don't really care that much about, like, I would wear them in a gravel specific setting, but if it was a road ride, I don't think I personally would, just because that's like where I stop. You know, I don't put a bar bag on my road bike.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, I never will, because she doesn't deserve that.
Yeah.
So
Good man. Good man. Yeah.
Take care of that.
I won't talk about fanny packs
No, please.
because I think we all agree.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been judged by how you look on a ride? I mean, I've shown up to mountain bike races, the Wednesday night races, where full suspension guys with platform pedals, and I hear the word Lycra and I hear the word roadie, and they're judging. I know they're judging. It's not just the voices in my head.
Have been judged by people I was on. I remember one distinctly. I was at Mount Spokane doing like a bunch of laps on full suspension bikes.
Yeah.
And I remember there were some guys that were like judging the outfit. I don't even think I think I was in mountain bike baggies, but I had something else that looked like a roadie. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And they called me a roadie. And
you didn't have a visor on your helmet.
Probably no visor, something like that. And you know, they
weren't
were
high.
Like, they made, I wasn't high. I hadn't taken my hit yet off of the joint. And somebody made some comment about having to wait for the roadie. And unfortunately, I had a friend there that was like, "Yeah, but you know what? He's gonna wait 15 minutes at the top for you. You're gonna wait 2 minutes at the bottom for him."
Yeah.
So, which
Yeah.
was really nice to be honest. But yeah,
I get to the point where I'm like, it's okay to have people give you shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think the world needs. It's okay to be bullied a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I'm sure Jackson's like, I got bullied fucking left and right, Dad. Shut up. You know?
I think the phrase "it's okay to be bullied." I mean, maybe
he said a little bit.
Well,
a little bit.
Yeah, I think
tiny bit.
I think maybe given some shit.
Given some shit. That's what I should have said. You're right. Yeah. All right. There we go. We got to move on because we're almost out of time. We got to get to Ask Dr. David. And I did have a listener email in and ask about the concepts of vitamins. And so I posed this question to the panel first, and then we get the real question, the response from David. Are vitamins truly necessary, or can a proper diet suffice? Can you get enough as a heavily trained athlete in your diet to be able to handle that you don't need to take a daily multivitamin? And then the bonus question was the importance of turmeric. And I don't know what the fuck turmeric's good for other than making Indian food taste good.
Oh, I thought it was a type of wood.
Yeah, no,
makes it
it's a spice.
crackles
Yeah,
really
a lot of
good
people
in
are
the
big into
stove
it.
and-
A lot of people are big into it, and stuff like that. So is turmeric legit or bullshit? So my first question for the panel is: vitamins necessary, or can your diet suffice? Second is turmeric legit or bullshit? I'll go first. I think you can get enough out of your diet to unless you have a vitamin deficiency of some sort and you're missing something in your diet, you should be fine on a regular healthy diet. Second one thing is I think turmeric is bullshit. Jackson?
I think it depends on what you eat. I think you have to really look at the foods and make sure you're receiving all of the necessary vitamins from that meal, and that can be really tough to find.
Okay.
So I think that with that, I think that from what probably the four of us, I'm not going out and saying that all of us are bad eaters, but I think that the four of us probably don't have in every single meal that we eat the exact vitamins that our body would need. So on top of that, a multivitamin is probably something that can like help bolster. Is that the right word?
Bolster.
Yeah, bolster.
Yeah.
Bolster that not deficiency, but lack there of a
what
certain
you're
vitamin.
missing out on.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. And then for turmeric, I don't really think that it's that big.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
You're saying bullshit.
Yeah.
Paul?
I agree with Jackson. I think in America we're really poor on our diet. If we ate properly, we'd probably go like, oh God, more vegetables or whatever.
Yeah.
But I've battled as a kid. I've always battled with iron deficiency, so I drink a lot of cow's blood right now.
Okay. Yeah.
And I sacrifice
Freshly
goats in the backyard.
sacrificed. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
You're-
What are you going to do downtown when you don't have a backyard to sacrifice all these
I know.
animals?
So this is a problem.
You were screwed. dude.
You got
Feral
a cage.
cats, maybe feral cats. I don't know. So
Your teeth grow down a little bit. You got a cape. The
That's right.
sunlight's
So,
not good for you.
yeah.
Yeah, the whole thing.
no, I think that's I actually
You
take.
need a separate bedroom for Renfield.
That's right. I hate light.
Upside down, way to go.
That's awesome. I personally take a multivitamin, but it's high in iron because even as a kid, I have problems with processing iron.
Okay.
So I think it's okay, but I don't think it's necessary. I bet I piss 90% of the stuff that I pay for goes down the drain
Yeah.
when I piss it out. So,
Yeah, it's like Gatorade. It's
and
so
I don't
bright.
believe in the tamarack stuff. Or
Turmeric.
I don't.
I like tamarack. Hey, yeah.
I don't think, now that I just confessed that I take vitamins to fill my deficiency, I think we have evolved, through time, that if we do the right things, we're going to be okay and our body adjusts. And I know some of us have weaknesses, and that's how I stand. So
Sure. Okay. David, bring home the truth.
I'm like always surprised at like why do we even have doctors? It's like mostly right,
Because
like almost mostly right. You know what
Almost, mostly.
only it's like mostly dead.
Yeah.
I mean? Yeah, well, that's true.
There's
only
all
one
dead,
mostly
and
dead.
there's mostly
Oh,
dead.
and he's all dead. All you can do is go through his pockets and look
Pockets
for loose change.
Yeah.
I get asked this a lot, like in primary care. What vitamins should I take for X, Y, and Z? And like by and large, the idea of taking vitamins prophylactically is not a good idea. For one, the things you buy over the counter at GCN, there has been multiple studies that verify that what they sell you is completely different than what they tell you. So what they say is in the bottle is more often not what is actually in those pills. There's no FDA regulation of the concentration or what actual chemical compounds are in the vitamins you're buying from big vitamin stores like GCN. What? Yeah.
So they're not FDA regulated.
No, they're vitamins and supplements do not fall under FDA regulation. If you go to a doctor and they diagnose you with something like a vitamin D deficiency, which is actually very common up here in the Northwest,
Yeah.
that's legit. If they diagnose you with iron deficiency, that's legit. And they can prescribe you iron or vitamin D that you get from the pharmacy you can trust. By and large, though, the idea of you should just eat a whole, complete diet. And you may not get in every single meal, you may not get everything you need, but if you do a wide variety of unprocessed foods, you'll get everything you need in terms of vitamins, unless you have a known deficiency of something like vitamin D. The vitamin C thing with sickness, there's no real evidence there. We don't really... In medicine, we don't really endorse that. Vitamin D is real. Iron deficiency is real. So my advice is just to eat a complete and very diverse diet.
Yeah.
And then if
McDonald's, Arby's,
brew
Wendy's,
cheese. Oh wait, is brew
and
cheese
Taco
national?
Bell.
Yeah, that's the food chain. I mean, the food pyramid.
Yeah, that's
right?
the top of the
Yeah.
pyramid.
I will be honest here. I didn't really eat that great over the winter months, and I don't know if this would have anything to do with it, but the immune system really kind of took a hit.
Yeah.
I feel like
If you eat poorly, it does reflect in your health. So just eating a good, diverse diet of fruits, vegetables, honestly, as a vegetarian, I will say animal products are still like a reasonable amount are actually good for you. But
Whoa.
I don't personally eat them.
Heard it
but
here
is-
first.
Yep.
heard
And then
heard it here first.
you heard it here first.
See
Yep.
what you did there.
So I personally don't recommend it to people unless I check their labs and find a vitamin deficiency, which I only check based off of symptoms they tell me. And then turmeric the idea is that it's an anti-inflammatory like an NSAID, and that is a food. It's natural. I mean, don't put it in everything, but if you want to add turmeric to your diet to help with your aches and pains and your recovery,
okay.
go for it. Like, that's not going to
Cinnamon
hurt
does
you.
the same thing, though.
Right. It's like, that's not going to hurt you. But, you know, if you're buying like pills with turmeric, probably don't do that. Just put turmeric in your food and call it good.
So
Or weed gummies.
Or weed gummies.
Is
Yeah,
that-
that would probably be fine.
Or edibles.
So
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
so the question I have is, I take a daily multivitamin.
Yeah.
Is that really something that I necessarily need to do?
I don't think you necessarily need to. I do think in Washington, it's not a bad idea in the winter months to take a vitamin D supplement because we don't
get any sun.
Yeah.
Most of my patients that I test for vitamin D deficiency are vitamin D deficient. But the B vitamins, if you eat milk or you eat meats and drink milk and cheese, you're going to be fine. Vitamin C,
That's
if you
really
eat
interesting.
fruit, you're going to be fine.
Can
Never
I ask
would've
you
known
about
that.
vitamin D? Because I had my GP years ago was talking about, there was a study about vitamin D where cancer, they don't know if it really helps prevent cancer, but those on lower portions of, more sun exposure that get vitamin D have a lower rate of cancer as opposed to people that live up in the north.
Yeah. So
is that true, or is
this is like, you guys are asking, you're hitting at some real hot topics.
Yeah, because then you're talking about
Yeah.
an increased risk of skin cancer too, and some of those more.
Yeah.
compliance.
There's a balance
But-
somewhere.
yeah.
But vitamin D is, there was a huge study in homeless people during the beginning of the pandemic who were less affected by severe COVID. And the theory was that they were having they had higher vitamin D levels because they're always outside. And vitamin D helps regulate your immune system. And your immune system is actually one of the first defenses against cancers because when an abnormal cell pops up, it destroys, your immune system could destroy it. There's the problem is that there's no actual, we don't have any good data
hard
to tell
data,
you
yeah.
one way or the other. I mean, if you're getting an adequate amount of sunshine in your diet or life or whatever, like you live in somewhere not Spokane during November to, what month is it? Just now?
April.
April, yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to be fine with
November to
vitamin D.
October.
Yeah, but and
Seriously.
vitamin D is one of those ones that's pretty harmless. So if you want to take a vitamin D supplement, you pee out the excess. There's no harm in that. So
D, there's different levels, right? D3?
yeah, and really just any over-the-counter vitamin D supplement
Okay.
will suffice.
So you know how I'm going to bring it home.
How?
The moral of the story
vitamin
is
beer.
the moral of the story is the moral of the story is you can do one of two things. You can either ride your bike outside whenever it's sunny
Yeah, and eat a diverse diet.
and eat a diverse diet, or you can get a meth problem and lose your house and sleep outside.
Right. I also thought you could stay inside, eat McDonald's, and take vitamins.
Oh, that's true. That's option C.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
got three there.
Yeah.
I was going to go with a final question, but we are at time, you guys. So I for next week, I do want you guys to, and maybe I'll just ask that. No, that'll be my opening question. I'll just do that next week.
All right.
And I will mention it earlier because I threw these guys in as a late second sponsor, but I do want to say thanks to our friends at Mojo Cyclery and Reynolds Wheels. And we are going to be talking about them quite a bit here shortly because Jack's got a new set of Reynolds wheels coming to him this
Picking 'em
week.
up tomorrow.
Picking them up tomorrow at Mojo.
Yep.
Our good friends at Mojo. Thanks, you guys. So awesome. That's going to be fun. We're going to have to take some pictures and post those bad boys.
Oh yeah.
Right on. First race of the year unofficially for us this week.
Yeah.
I'm racing.
Are you?
Damn right I'm
No
racing.
Sweet.
There's no way I'm not starting. That's why I
Wow.
took the fitness test.
All right.
Heck
So I could know, like, hell yeah, I'm
yeah.
racing.
I'm happy boy.
I might be taking pictures after 7 minutes, but that'll be okay.
You got a pretty big team coming to the race.
Yeah,
then.
there's no way I'm missing it.
Yeah.
By the way, it's Jackson's birthday that day, too.
Oh,
It
wow.
is. It is.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
you can work for me on your birthday. If you
Yeah.
want.
We're gonna start.
Sounds good.
We're gonna show up to the line drunk.
Can't wait.
That's another episode for this week, you guys. Thank you, everybody, for being here, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for listening. And you can always find us live on YouTube every Tuesday at 6 o'clock Pacific. And you can also, of course, find us at packfiller.com. Like, subscribe, tell a friend. Give us a rating on on iTunes.
There you go.
Almost got the end of the show perfect. Something to work on for next week. See ya.
So glad.